Dobrodošli svima, Maki ovdje i
Ode Nikola, čao.
Ćao Nikola. Dobrodošao. Are you ready
Čao.
for our next episode, which is about Prava, Srbija?
Yes, spreman.
Yes. I wanted to have this title because Nikola, you mentioned one of your like goals, life goals is like to show the
Mhm,
real Serbian to people, part of your
mhm.
professional. So that's why I did not forget that part and I said, let's do it with you.
Okay, let's try.
So I wanted to like have some subtitles about Serbian culture, and we have so many of them. So that's why we're going to do two episodes, one on Može, Kafa and one on Learn Serbian podcast. So this one is about coffee, kafana, Balkan humor, Slavas, traditional cuisine, and family dynamics, and some fun, unique expressions from Serbia. Okay, as I love the coffee culture in Serbia. Let's start with coffee culture.
Odlično. Ja pijem kafu sada, so
Oh,
that
uživaj.
helps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
prijatno.
hvala.
But normally Serbians do not drink their coffee alone, right?
Well, we like to drink them together, but sure, at work or before work,
Mm,
you can drink them alone.
yeah,
Usually it's with someone.
exactly. And when you have coffee, you need to chit chat. Like there's always a theme, a topic to discuss, some news to discuss, right?
Yes, it's a whole process. It's an event of sort.
Yeah. And do you say like chaskati is to chit chat? Ajde da
Yep,
časkamo
yep, let's chat. Hajde da časkamo.
uz kafa.
Kafenisat Uskafu.
Uz kafu.
Kafenisati is interesting because it's from Kafa. So yeah,
I love.
Kafenisati means to chit chat and drink coffee. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a bit irregular though. Kafe nishemo, we say, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But does it mean like having coffee or meeting in a cafe? Like, I'm not sure about that.
It can mean to drink coffee together. So it
Hmm.
doesn't matter where.
I
Yeah.
see. It can be at home as well. Kafe
Yep.
nishemo. Okay, nice. And what I heard a lot when I first moved to Serbia, uh, želim kafu i čašu vode. Molim vas vašu kafu i čašu vode, right? They are always together in the context.
Yes.
Yeah.
So čašu vode, čašu is akuzati, vode is genitive.
Mm,
Glass of water. You can do that with everything. Čašu soka.
hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. And why kafu and čašu is like, there is also želim hidden here, right? Or jaču.
You can say so. Yeah, chu means I will, literally, but I
Hmm.
think we mentioned this before. We use it to say I will have.
Hmm.
So, or just to be more economic, to shorten the sentence, you can just
Yeah,
say kafu chashu, right?
exactly. That's how I hear.
Yeah.
And at the end, always I heard kešili kartica.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yep.
That's a common question from a waiter. Like kešili
Exactly.
kartica. Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even say either. You just show either money or you just show a card, and they will come. Yeah.
Prepared. I see.
Yeah.
So I like coffee culture because what is different in Turkey, my country, is uh, breakfast is always before coffee. The name of breakfast is
Hmm.
like before coffee, literally in
Hmm.
Turkey.
Hmm.
But in Serbian culture, it's the opposite. First, you have your coffee, right, in the
Yeah.
morning, and then, which I also do now, interestingly, I change my old habits, and I also have coffee first and then breakfast.
Exactly. It's not good probably
Mm.
for health, but we drink coffee on empty stomach a lot. We had students that were confused because here we drink coffee at 9 p.m. even sometimes.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
doable. And in the morning, they can have coffee, kafa uz rakia. Like they might have a little
some
shot of rakia.
exactly kafa, raki, and a lot of people smoke, so a cigarette with that also.
Yeah, doesn't matter if
Yeah.
you are a student, a teacher, like doctor, lawyer, like all sorts of people I've seen doing that. I mean, it's not like
Yep.
in Turkey, if
Yeah.
someone did this, mostly students would be the option,
Mm.
would be.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
here I see all walks of life can do it.
Exactly.
And when it comes to traditional cuisine, it's also a lot of things inside, but I just picked some words. I think the first thing about traditional cuisine is cevapi, right?
Yes, cevapi, you have like this type of dish all over Balkan, right? In
Mm-hmm.
Bosnia, Serbia, we call it cevapi. Croatia
Yeah.
probably as well.
Macedonia for sure.
Macedonia, yeah. So all similarly everywhere,
Yeah.
but cevapi, kaimak, and somun are the best
Yes,
combination. You definitely have to try.
exactly. And cevapi is always eaten in a restaurant, right? I mean, would people prepare cevapi at home? Is it a
Actually, yeah, not that often. You
yeah.
won't prepare it at home because um, it's a process, and the meat can produce a lot of smoke when fried or baked, or
Yeah.
So you probably order it. Mostly
Mm-hmm.
you order it.
But sarma can easily, I mean, I've seen so many people preparing sarma at home. I
You
mean,
prepare
it's
at home.
hard process, but it's not that messy, maybe.
Yes, we call it a winter dish because
Yeah.
kiseli kupus, like a sour cabbage,
Yeah.
it's you do it over winter and then you prepare sarma from it, and you
Mm-hmm.
you don't do it often because it's a long process. You do it for special occasions or once on a
Mm-hmm.
month or twice a month.
Exactly. And zimnica is something that I learned quite late when I was living there. I did not know that they had a specific name, like the winter food, right? Zimnica.
Yeah, zimnica, yep. So preserved food like soured cucumbers, pickles, bell
Mm-hmm.
peppers.
Yeah. Even Ivar could be zimnica, right?
Exactly. Ivar, slatko is zimnica as well.
Mm-hmm. Jam also zimnica.
Jam, kompot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kompot is cooked fruit
Mm-hmm.
in like a sugary water.
Slatko
Mm.
is also the same, but I think denser, like lighter. I am not
S-
sure about the difference.
Slatko is like a jam, but more dense and a lot more sweet.
Uh,
You take just a little bit, and it's a
mm,
tradition when you have a guest, you offer
mm,
them kafa,
mm,
slatko, rakia, and
mm.
there's a process there with slatko. Couple of steps you have to do.
I see. There is even a Pac-Man's, and I'm like,
Pekmez, yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
And Gibanica, Proya, these are bakery products, I would say, right?
Yes, Kibanit is my favorite. It's
Mm.
like a,
Pie.
let's say, yeah, let's say a pie, cheese pie with eggs and cheese
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
layered. Very good
Yeah,
for breakfast.
exactly. And Proya is my favorite because I like everything
Yeah,
with corn, with kukuruz.
corn flour. Yeah.
Yes. So that's why it's very delicious. And kaçamak, I think, is also very Balkan. I mean, Proya, Gibanica, I think these are also very common in other Balkan countries, but the names might
Yep.
change a little bit. But kaçamak
Yep.
is kaçamak, I think, everywhere, right?
I think it's the same everywhere. Yeah. I
Hmm.
don't know how would I translate it to English, to be honest,
So
but
hard. So
yeah.
it's a part of breakfast for me, kaçamak, right? It's a corn
Hmm.
flour with like cheese in it.
Cheese. Some people can actually eat it like sweet with milk as well,
Mm. Mm.
but usually it's with cheese.
Yeah. And what I like, I mean, if you put me somewhere in the world and randomly put this plate in front of me, I would definitely say Balkan is pecene paprika.
Hmm.
In
Hmm.
Turkey, we don't have it. I haven't seen this in Greece. I mean, in different forms, yes, but I think in Greece as well, a little bit, but not as it is in the Balkans, in the other Balkan countries here. I think pecene
Yeah,
paprika is kind of a symbol of appetizers. Mhm.
yes. So I usually eat it at the beginning of the l- meal, lunch. There's a good salad with it. Like it's with um, roasted peppers, pečene paprike, oil, and garlic,
Yes.
and a little bit of parsley, I think. It's a
Hmm.
very good salad.
That's what mean. I mean, when you say pecene paprika, that salad comes to my mind as well.
Hmm.
It's very nice. Hleb, which should be beep, hleb and lepinia, right?
Hmm.
Two major types of bread here.
Yeah, we eat bread with everything.
Yeah.
which is not good again, but people also make their own bread at home.
I think that's at least healthier than, buying them.
Yes.
And palatschinka is the dessert that is definitely unique to you, to me. I mean,
Yeah, well, we do love palatschinke. I think we eat them very frequently in Serbia.
hmm
Um, you can see shops selling them, not shops, but special places just for palatschinke,
hmm
um, selling them. And of course, we eat creme and plasma mix. Plasma is a
Yes.
biscuit,
Yeah. Yes.
iconic biscuit here in Serbia.
Yes, definitely. Which, by the way, I'm sorry to hear that there was a fire in the factory and you
Yeah,
cannot
we have a
find.
shortage now.
Yeah, in where I live now, Skopje, we have small packages of
Mm,
plasma, like the original plasma, that they are going to be over soon as well.
yeah.
Okay, so everyone should know these names and should try all these foods if they come to, Serbia one day or any other Balkan country. And I want to move to family dynamics. I know that family is the most important thing in Serbia. I mean, what I observed.
Yeah.
And what I love is like the love of Baba. Like everyone talks about their Baba. Baba is like I don't know. In our culture is Deda. Like Baba is also
Uh-huh.
important, but Deda is like a little bit more important, at least in my region. But here, Baba runs everything, right? Which
Yeah,
means
so
grandmother.
grandmother Baba, yes. I noticed in some parts of Serbia, Baba has, and women generally have a more, are respected more. You know, they have
Hmm.
the first word in the house in some regions. Um, at least that's what I noticed. But Baba is very loved because a lot of families or children grew up with Baba and Deda, taking care
hmm
of them
hmm
at the times where people couldn't afford their own home and stuff like that. They live with their parents, and then children live in the same house
Yeah.
with their parents and grandfather, grandmother, and they took care of them. They made food for them, and that's why it's such a close
Yeah.
relation.
And they are, of course, they spoiled the grandkids.
Yeah, Bob and Dad are there to spoil their children, yeah, and to
Exactly.
protect them every time from when they make a mess.
Yeah.
Bob is there to
hmm
protect you and so you not get into trouble.
Yeah. And this is really cute, but also what I found interesting, in some families in Turkey also this happens, but the cousins are like aunts, uncles, and cousins. They are not
Yeah.
like distant. They are most of the time very close, and they call them brother and sister. So rojak is cousin, rojaci is plural,
Yes.
and but they call them braća I
Yeah.
sestre. Right.
So, for example, if your mom has a sister, which
hmm
would be an aunt, right?
Yeah,
If her children would be your brother and sister or whatever, we call
really.
it brat, sestra.
Mm,
Um, we don't have distinctly like my cousin. But if you want to say sibling, specify, you can say rođeni brat, rođena sestra. That means
mm,
sibling.
I see. So I'm born like
Yeah, born brother or
virgin.
sister. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that's the meaning.
But does it also prove that your uncles and aunts, stričevi i tetke, also very close to you?
Well, depends from family to family,
hmm
but again, it's close, usually close relation.
hmm
In Serbian family, everybody tries to be close. Slava is something which keeps us close. That's
Exactly.
the time that gathers the family around.
Definitely. And that we will go to Kumovi, which is also sometimes family, sometimes someone from your parents' friends, right? But we will come
Uh-huh.
to that in Slavas. And I wanted to ask, just out of curiosity, about svekruva and nevesta, which are mother and father-in-law, right?
Nevesta, so svekrva i svekar is mother and
Ah,
father-in-law. And then you have tast and tashta, which is also mother and father-in-law. Depends if you're
mm,
a groom or if you're a husband or a wife in that
yeah, I
relationship.
see. So this is
So
mother-in-law and the bride, let's say, like the.
nevesta is a bride.
Mhm.
Svekar would be father-in-law for to the bride, if that makes a sense.
Yeah.
It's so confusing. We get lost in these family relations often
I
in
know.
in
You have
speaking.
so many names. But is there a common stereotype, like a tension in between Svekrva in Avesta?
Of course, of course. Like everywhere, I would say,
Exactly.
between Tashta and the husband, muž, and Svekrva and
Nevesta.
žena, the wife, of course.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sweet. I see on the comedians content, especially from Serbia, this kind of themes a lot. I'm like, oh, this is very
Yeah.
common. All right, Slava. I think the first question, like if you're a bit familiar with the Serbian culture and you're speaking with a Serbian, they are like, okay, you seem to know a little bit, but how about Slava? Slava is the hardcore question. They will definitely ask you if you are familiar with Slava,
Yeah.
right? And luckily I am now, and I've been to some Slavas, and I
Ah, good, good.
yes.
Good.
So there are two types of Slava is like a name day, we can say, right? Or religion day for the family.
I would describe it as like a patron saint day. Every
Mm,
family has their own saint, which is like a patron of the your family, a protector of
hmm.
your family, let's say. And most people massively celebrate that day, of course.
Yeah, exactly. There's some families I know that stopped celebrating
Well,
Slava.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people living abroad, when they
Yeah.
get integrated in the different culture, they stop celebrating. But in Serbia, usually people celebrate. Maybe in like Belgrade and bigger cultures, it's not as intense,
Hmm. Hmm.
with all the guests and everything, but still,
Yeah.
at least kolač, slavski kolač is the centerpiece of Slava, which is like a
Hmm.
brown bread. Sveća, žito, which is like, how would you translate žito?
Wheat, I will
Wheat,
say.
yeah, wheat, like bowl of wheat, I guess,
Hmm. Hmm.
and red wine are
Yeah.
the center of Slava. And guests are not um, that important. It's good to have someone to celebrate with, but that's the most important part.
Yeah. If guests come, I know that srećna slava domaćine is the phrase when you enter.
Yes, srećna slava
Domaćin.
domaćin.
Domaćin is the host.
Yeah,
Who,
domaćin is the host. It also has a meaning like the head of the house.
hmm.
Domaćica is the female version of that.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah.
Yeah. And I know that there are two types of slava, posna ili mrsna, which is
Yes.
meatless and meatful, let's say.
Yeah. For Postna Slava, there's no meat, eggs, milk,
Yeah.
stuff
But
like
there
that.
is fish. So I was expecting it to be completely vegan, but I was like, oh, there are lots
Fish.
of fish here.
Fish, for some reason, yeah,
Yeah,
there's fish.
I know. So as we do not have much time, but I want to move to unique expressions a little bit.
Mhm.
Uh, Kod nas se kaže is the name of the book, and I promoted it before on our podcast and our Instagram. So
Mhm.
can you read them for me and tell me when we use them?
Okay, the first one, da mi dupe vidi puta.
Yeah.
Um, that is used when you want to talk about someone, you want to make fun on someone for traveling somewhere just because they want to travel. It's kind of it kind of sounds bad, but it's a funny, it's a joking way to
Yeah.
say.
So let me tell you the literal translation. Like, let my back or ass see the road.
Rear. Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, rear. So that means like I don't want to explain to you. I'm just going to travel, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. And I love this one.
Možeš na leb, yeah, možeš na lebo da ga namažeš. You can spread it on bread. This is interesting because we use bread to compare as something good. Bread is something we very love, and this means that something is someone is very good as a
Yeah.
person.
Hmm.
And we also say dober kao lebac, which also means like good as a bread. So
Yes.
that's the origin.
Yeah, when you really like someone, someone's character, you can use this phrase,
Yeah.
možeš na lepo da ga namažeš.
Mhm.
I like the next one too.
Mio vuku, vuk na vrata. We're talking, let's say, about wolf, and a wolf is at the door. I think
Yeah.
this is like widely known as
Yes.
uh, I mean, it explains itself.
Yes.
Someone who you're talking about.
Yeah. When you're gossiping
Uh,
about someone, that
go,
one, that
yeah,
person comes
yes.
somehow finds you. And the other one is about
Kol,
money.
yeah, koliko para toliko muzike. How much money you give, that's how much music you get. We like love to pay your tip for music in Serbia at the weddings and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And how much you tip, that's how much you get. Some songs are more expensive than the other.
Of course.
And yeah.
And the next one is let's talk about ne može jare pare. I think it's very similar with koliko pare. No, it's not, maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, it means you can get gold and money. It means you can get both of, you can
Hmm.
only get one. You can get
Yeah,
everything you want.
exactly. Either you buy the gold with your money or you keep your money.
Or
So.
yes, exactly.
Okay, another one about again rear.
Yeah, my ear hurts or my rear all hurts. This is very frequent. It means like I don't give a damn. I don't give a
Yeah.
crap.
This was a little bit strange to me when you say bolje me uvo. Like I really didn't understand this first. I was like, what do they mean? Like I'm tired of this topic. It means makes sense. Like I'm sick of this, but my ear is sick or my back is sick.
It's quite funny, yeah. I'm not sure what's the original
Yeah, but it's a funny
first
one.
meaning of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's talk about Balkan humor a couple of minutes. I think whenever I say Promaya, people smile like, oh, ima Promaya ovde idemo. Like that's kind of a joke that I use a lot. So,
Yeah.
but it's not funny normally. Promaya kills, they believe it, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's one of the things we learn from our Baba and Deda,
Yeah.
usually.
Promaya is draft. When you are in a draft, you are easy to get sick. That's why.
Sick, yeah. Or to get like a sore neck
Yeah.
or stuff like that.
But if you have it, the recipe or the medicine for that is rakia, right?
Rakia. Rakia is used as a medicine as well. You can drink it and you
Hmm.
can also do it outside, like on your skin. Some people rub it in for treat a
Yeah.
sore neck or
Yeah.
treat cuts, or stuff like that. So,
Yeah, it works. Otherwise, they wouldn't still use it.
yeah, yeah.
And one of the phrases that I found a little bit was strange in the beginning was malostra, because malo means little, stra means tomorrow, little tomorrow. Like I was like, what is it? What does it mean?
Yeah. So we use it to say like this means like never, or I don't believe that it will happen.
Hmm.
So for example, doć, doći će malo sutra. They will come
Never.
never. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but when you say it doesn't have like literal never meaning, it's like hopeful when you hear it. Malo sutra, like sutra, like
Yeah, it's
oh.
kind of it. You hope as it will happen, but not really.
Yeah, that shows how that Balkan humor is a little bit black humor, I would say. Sounds like
Yeah,
positive, but actually it's negative.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A little bit of darker humor.
Yeah. Okay. So there are lots of phrases like these, and you can learn them by having these kind of books like Kotnas Takache.
Hmm.
And the last part of this episode is kafana life. All around the Balkans, I think there are kafanas. And some
Hmm.
people have this misunderstanding like kafana is only for men or like men-oriented places. But right now it's the center of nightlife, I would say.
Yeah. Everybody goes to Kafana. Um, let's say it's a type of restaurant, but not really. It's a traditional one. Usually kafanas are decorated in like a rustic style.
Hmm.
You go to kafana to have fun, not to just eat and talk.
Okay.
So you have some modern ones that look like clubs, but traditional kafana looks like a rustic,
Hmm.
uh, I would say like a tavern almost.
Yeah.
And they have music there, usually called tamburashi,
Hmm.
which is a band like with a bass, guitar, or cello, essentially, violin, accordion,
Hmm.
and
And they're
they
always in good
play
mood.
good mood. They play starogradska muzika, so definitely look that up. It's a specific type of music. So yeah,
Yeah.
and you drink usually vino,
Vino ili rakija, obviously.
ili rakija, yeah.
And you say živeli.
Cheers.
So nazdravje is something that is used more here in Macedonia. And I heard it also,
Hmm.
I think in Bosnia, nazdravje, and also in Serbia. But
Uh-huh.
živeli is the most common one in Serbia, right?
Yes. Not if you say nazdravje in Serbia, it means like bless you when you sneeze.
Mm. Okay. Not with
Yeah.
rakija or vino. Okay.
Mm.
And bakshish, that's a word that
Tip.
is important. Yeah.
You live tip.
You lived in both the
Uh,
tamburashi and the konobar,
Tambur. Yes.
right?
As I said, like music gets a lot of tips.
Hmm.
Um, and konobar, there we don't
Expects.
calculate it. Yeah, but we don't calculate it in percentage. You just round up whatever the
Hmm.
price is. You round up the number. That's
Exactly,
it.
exactly. So we will put these words and phrases on our Instagram. So I hope this was useful, an introduction to Prava, Serbia. We will continue with the next episode on other subtitles. Uh, Thank you for tuning in. Vidimo se,
Hvala
Nikola.
tebi. Idemo se. Ćao.
Ciao.